Hey everybody, Edo here, and this is Zooloretto. Now, I worked at Blue Fang Games, maker of Zoo Tycoon, and while working there, this game was popular. And people were talking about it at the office, and for one reason or another, I never played it. I was gaming with Tiffany, the one tar, and we were talking, and she's like, Ed, we got to play Zooloretto. You're going to love that game. It's exactly the type of game you like to play. And I'm like, the game I like. It was interesting to me that she had figured out the type of game I like playing, because I don't really have that definition in my head. And then to be able to play it and test it out, and darn it, she was right. I really like this game, and she nailed it, and she nailed my taste. Zooloretto is a really fun game that is great for all, probably, what does it say? 8 years and up. We played it with Evan, who's 5. So, pretty good all-age game, great family game, great game night game, lots of fun. And in Zooloretto, you're making a zoo, and you're doing that by taking trucks of animals, and the animals are represented by these tiles, and there's all sorts of animals. But what you're trying to do is fill up your zoo, and each player has one of these, with different sets of animals. So this is a set collection game, but the way it works is on your turn, you can draw a tile, and then you must place it on a truck. And as it's being placed on the trucks are getting more valuable. There's one truck per player, so this would be a 3-player setup, but you could play with more. And what's interesting here, right, so by definition, I'm going to pull out something I can't get until my next turn. So you're essentially setting up these trucks and hoping that you can build the truck you want, but have it last through the other players to get back to you. And then you're going to select the truck as they, and they build up. And when you select the truck, you can get the animals on the trucks, coins if there's a coin piece. There are some vendors, like hot dog stand, that kind of thing. But once you select one, you then put the animals into your, you can put one in a pen or into your barn, and then you start moving them around. On your turn, you can spend money to flip over your extra expansion, or switch animals out, or put an animal down, or trade with another player. But essentially, you're trying to build the different sets of, in this case, if I started with monkeys, elephants, and lions, working those sets. When you pull a truck, when you get the truck you want, you're out. The other player for that round, but the other players finish. So there's an incentive to get the one you want, but you might not get as many on the truck as somebody else who waited. And more, you're trying to, yes, ultimately you're trying to max out your zoo. You're trying to get the sets you want. You're trying to get rid of things you don't want. You're also trying to maybe thwart another player or mess with another player, because I know if they don't have any monkeys, but they have elephants, and I see a truck filled with elephants, I'll throw a monkey on it to sort of hurt that other player. And there's also some that have male-female signs, and you can have babies. And who doesn't want to have a little panda baby or whatever in your zoo? So the real question here is, why do I like this game so much? And how did Tiffany get it so right? I think what it was, and what it is it's one of these games where you can have your min-max strategy. You can work on your board and know what you're doing, but there's enough of a passive impact on other players that you can really play against each other and mess with people, but it's not hyper-aggressive. So we're set collecting, but I'm still like thinking about what you're doing and trying to manipulate it. The other thing that's great about this game is because it's animals, because there's only, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 different zones or pens you can fill, it is really, really, really easy to know what everyone's doing. There's so many games where you could think of having strategies against other players, but not really in your head be able to keep how they're scoring and how they're playing in your head. But when you're like, that's the guy with elephants, monkeys, and giraffe, it's super easy. In that way, it's a great gateway game. It's tons of fun. I love pulling this game out. This is a fun game. Tiffany's right. Tiffany, you're right. Anyway, highly recommend it. Check it out. Otherwise, have fun. Play some good games. Thanks. Bye.